each and every corner of this house. The backyard, the property, and the land around it has a unique memory. For example, this little chair, my mother and I found it in an abandoned Rothschild mansion, I believe somewhere in Westchester. And I can't seem to let it go. I have memories of helping my dad build these steps, memories of my father painting in the studio that's attached to our house there. It's a wonderful, special place to me, and I don't want to sell it. I don't want to sell my house, but my brother wants to sell it, knowing that even though we'll get no money, I'm willing to give him the keys to the house, give me about 90 days to move out, October, November, December, you know, I'll take all the artwork, I'll put it in storage, and I'll pay for it. Move everything out that my mom made here that's valuable and valuable to no end. Because my mom died too soon. But she made so much love and wonderful things in the world, I would hate to see them destroyed. And I'm told that's what will happen when the house is forcibly sold, because they'll be put into a state storage instead of our own, and auctioned instead of us as brothers selling them for the price we want to get to them. They've already deemed all the art here worthless, including my mother's and father's. There is no other art here in this house. Except the art that was made by my mother, my father, and my brother who made this. You could see that's me and that's him. And I wonder if it's Milli Vanilli or if it's G.I. Joe or what that was, but you could see the kid was like that's obviously me on the right. I'm a little taller. And he made this too. And when we were kids, we were always running around the backyard playing. When we were little kids, we would run around this backyard and up into the woods with my friend Sky. And then as we got older, a couple of my other friends come over here, like Brendan and Aaron, and we would shoot these plastic pellet guns and stuff like that and play Cowboys and Indians and G.I. Joe. And I have these very fond memories of my little brother, especially when we were younger, of lighting firecrackers off on that rock down there that's now overgrown, of throwing baseballs back and forth with Joe to no end. Played a lot of baseball with Joe from the time I was like 8, 9. My brother was much younger, so he couldn't really throw a hard ball, but I would stand here, and my brother and Joe would stand there, and we'd be whipping baseballs and frisbees and footballs all day long, playing badminton. And the birds got to be accustomed to not seeing me as an enemy or a threat, as well as the bears, the wolf that once came here, coyote, fox, and so many other creatures. I started to get a fondness for walking through my backyard into the woods here, because it's a wildlife refuge. Big Buck Mountain and Little Buck Mountain State Park comes right up to my backyard here. So the deer come and eat all these apples in my backyard, and I remember these fond memories of whipping these apples like this. And, you had some kids who had apple fights. You had some kids who had snowball fights. We had actual apple battles. We'd be like over here whipping these apples like this all day long in this beautiful backyard because it's so long and massive. You can literally throw apples for miles and miles. And ever since I pruned this big 150-year-old one, right here, look, it makes apples again, big plump ones. Took care of this tree here. If you speak to the trees, they listen. They don't really talk back necessarily, but they will look at you a little funny. I think if you look at it in the right kind of light. So, as you see here, I used to play baseball too. I raked this grass by hand, so there's nothing that can cut your feet. It's all raked by hand, mowed by hand. Still got it, Ollie. So, we're very rough and tumble brothers, and we got older. I don't think we saw eye to eye about marijuana. That's why my brother came here and decided he wanted to rip my marijuana plants up and make as much of a menace to me as possible by breaking in through this back door here repeatedly and damaging my cameras repeatedly like this, going and unplugging the internet. And now I've notified the police to just observe my house because it's constantly being ransacked, broken into, and you could see through the window that he broke. So he'd take his arm, reach down and unlock the door. And that's how he's been breaking into my house, stealing stuff. And now my lawyers recommend that I file criminal charges. It's so sad. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to my own brother. But look what's happening now. Because he won't either rent the place out with me, let me buy it out from him, or pay the mortgage and share the living space with me somehow. We could so many things we could work out. The county has said, okay, now because your brother refuses to make some kind of agreement as far as your inheritance about splitting it, they're going to split it for us and force the sale. What a nightmare. $240,000 house, $250 maybe, $225 equity. After the broker fee and commission, no equity. Transfer tax, no equity. And plus, you're losing such a beautiful opportunity. This could be a $500,000 home in just about 6 months if you fix it up. It's a joke. You could put a swimming pool here, and make a hotel out of this place. And why would we want to sell it? We're family. We're brothers. Police officers that I've spoken with have been so polite, patient, and kind. And they told me, Ollie, well, if you want to go ahead and file charges, criminal charges, you're going to have to come back down to the station. I might have to just go do that now. Instead of making money today, I'm losing money, going to the court again, cops, Just going to try to go pray a little before I do anything.